And yes, Ms. Velma told me I had to ask you a question. So I wrote it down for you. So first of all, kudos to the fact that you was in the system and you was able to overcome. So my question to you, knowing what you know about the system, what would you recommend to the people that are in charge, that are making the rules? Most of the time they don't have enough facts or even understand what the system is actually setting a majority of the people for failure. What would you say to them?
I would say to them that they need to, I would say to them that they need to, before they go deciding on these kids' lives, they need to sit down with them. Like they need to, like, I would want the people, because a lot of times the people in charge ain't never done the work. They've never even been out in the field. They don't even know how a lot of these babies are suffering. They have no idea. The homes that they take them to might be 10 times worse than the home they was in, right? They don't even understand, like, culturally how these kids live or how they grow up or how they communicated with and all of this. So I would suggest to them, like, if you're the top person in charge, I would want them to have at least 10 cases of their own. In those, in varying ages too, from like brand new baby all the way to a 17-year-old. That they take them to might be 10 times worse than the home they was in, right? They don't even understand, like, culturally how these kids live or how they grow up or how they communicated with and all of this. So I would suggest to them, like, if you're the top person in charge, I would want them to have at least 10 cases of their own. Okay. In those, in varying ages too, from like brand new baby all the way to a 17-year-old who's been in the system a long time. They could tell you every good, bad, and indifferent thing that's happened. I would tell them that they need to like actually let these kids talk and like listen to them. They also need to be giving these kids things that make them feel like they are important. Like, so I get the kids suitcases. That's what I do. I give them suitcases, because you get moved around from house to house, your stuff is in trash bags. And you feel like garbage a lot of times. Your stuff is in freaking trash bags. And I remember they moved me from one foster home to the other, and I get to the new foster home, and I didn't even know I was moving that day. I just came home from school, and it's like, you moving. And when I open up my trash bag at the new place, there's none of my stuff. Nothing belongs to me. So I feel, how does that make somebody feel? Like I have none of my things that I came with. I'm stripped of who I am. I don't know where I'm at. I'm in this place with all these strangers. I don't know if I'm here because they actually want to help me, or if I'm here because they want to check for me, or do they want to hurt me, or are they going to feed me? Are they going to make me clean the toilets? Like, what are they going to make me do? Like, it's a lot of scary things too. Like, especially when you hear wild stories, like you hear stories from the other foster kids that's there and where they came from, and they might have got there the day before you, and you're like, it's just, I wish they would listen to them, and I wish they would make sure that these kids had a little bit more as far as life skill classes, making sure they know how to cook, making sure they know how to clean properly, making sure they know how to call and get a doctor's appointment, how to show up to a job interview, proper behavior in the workplace, even how to deal with conflict, like dealing with, because when you're in the system, you got 50 billion emotions going through you, and the main one is fear. The main one is fear. So how do I deal with this? How do I move in society where everybody got a mama and daddy, as far as you know? You have no idea. It's a bunch of people out here just like you, because it's been it's a big stigma too. Like, I remember being made fun of about it, and I would be like, well, at least the government paying for me. Your government's not paying for you. And they're like, yeah, I got food stamps. The government paying for me too. I'm like, well, I get to live in a new house all the time. Like, you know, like trying to find the positive in it. And I would suggest that these social workers and these executives that run these departments and children's services and stuff, each have cases, each talk to these kids, each make sure these kids have some sort of something that feels like it's theirs, because a lot of times the foster parents will steal from you and all that too. And just, and give them the skills they need. I think it's really important to have the skills. That's it.
All right, thank you. All right.